Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Even though this hangout is not hosted by me, I'm doing the intro in Duluth, Minnesota. Cold summer. Not exactly any kind of rain. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't check the weather, the real life weather for this fake werewolf game. We'll just cut it even and call it overcast. It's currently overcast, which means this time in the evening seems like a later time of evening because it's, say it with me, kids, overcast. You always have to say it in that deep, menacing voice. Overcast. Set the hearth fire. Charlotte out on Freya's porch, clickety clacking at her laptop. Unlike a lot of people, she doesn't leave her laptop plugged in well past its 100% charge, so her batteries actually last to perform such activities. And let's face it, Charlotte is the exact type of person who has like a messenger bag full of backup batteries. But she likes to do her online, but not online, it's just on the computer, paperwork outdoors, because she is both a nerd and Gaian. So she's breathing the breathy air, avoiding the bitey mosquitoes, of which there are many. She's not drinking mead because she doesn't want to attract bees. She's probably just drinking water because Coca-Cola would also attract bees. Not the bees. Clicky clacking on the computer. She's got kind of a deep keyboard in this laptop, so it sounds like she's basically punching the living shit out of an old style electric typewriter. Just clang, clack, 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 clack. Which is perfect circumstances for Raimi, the little shit, to move in a slithery pattern. One would even say in a serpentine fashion. Up near her. And then he'll do that thing where you don't quite get on the porch. You just kind of duck part of your body under the rail because the space is big enough to fit through like a fucking weirdo and watch her.
There's perhaps not much of a pause, because about time he breaches the perimeter of this porch, this sacred line. There's a straight glance. It's half a glance as she's typing. And then there's a pause in the typing and a slight knit in the brow. And this time a full turn and look. Something I can do for you, Henri?
Well, it's not your house. Do you think it'd be all right if I actually came onto the porch next to you?
I'm sure you'll be fine.
You're certain?
I will vouch for your presence.
Because my wife's fond of Freya. I don't want Freya not fond of me. I will hear it from both Freya and my wife.
I am sure that Freya will be fine with one of my packmates coming onto the porch.
Okay.
To speak to me.
I'm just saying it is her house. I respect that.
That is a good thing. That is a trait that I like about you, Raimi.
Okay.
They're not pissing off my soon-to-be sister-in-law.
I do not enjoy pissing many people of this sept off.
It just is generally a bad idea, yeah.
Generally speaking, yes.
Mm.
So he removed himself from the gap, walk all the way around to the stairs, walk all the way around back to where Charlotte was, sit in the chair next to her.
She just kind of watches for half a second because she's kind of curious whether he's just going to slither up through the slats. But no, not today. He is being polite. So once he goes to walk around, she'll spare a glance to the screen, flick through a few things, and finally start... Oh, excuse me, minimizing windows. So that she can flick the laptop shut by the time he's plunked himself down. You
Through
have
the
my
pack
dangerously
link.
undivided attention.
Through the pack link. Well, I am here to discuss business.
Just shift to the link as well, then.
There are a few items. I'll run through them from most immediate to the least.
Sounds like a solid plan, Rainy. Do please proceed.
The first item is I am fain to give you details, as I often have been when it comes to my source. But at least I've been plain about that.
Pardon?
My source.
You mean the girl?
Yes.
This is a 1v1 pack link, Raimi. You don't have to be vague.
I am preparing to bring her not all the way in, but amongst others of our kind. I feel she's more than proven herself. I feel I owe it to her.
All right. Have you hit her with the cleansing yet?
I have not.
Do you know the right?
I do not.
Would you like me to teach it to you?
I would not bring her on to Sept until it was done, but I will not be the man to do it, I don't think. Too much time.
I hope she is somewhere safe. And
For the moment.
we're pretty well aware that she's knowing at this point.
Indeed.
So, I'd be happy to teach it to you so that you can do it while you are somewhere safe.
I do not have the time to wait, Raya.
Is there some sort of threat looming? Does someone know where she is?
We bloodied their nose back far enough. They will want blood. It will be too late.
I don't blame you. I'm just saying that she kind of sways the hands for a moment as she's typing. All things considered, if you're gonna bring her among Gru, it's probably better to have her cleansed first so that there aren't any questions.
I
But
will bring her to the lawless.
I'm sure they're more than capable.
They are, and they're the most likely to give a friendly welcome.
Not the worst idea. Now, have you told them?
I have not.
Have you told the Wormfoe?
I have not.
Can I ask why on both cases?
I'm already breaching my own protocol by telling you. After more than 3 people know something, it's not a secret anymore.
The Wormfoe already knows that we have the girl, Raimi. He doesn't know where, and he hasn't asked. He just knows that we have her in hand.
Regardless, she won't be brought into our sacred ground until her presence is allowed by the warder.
Well, for the moment, that doesn't sound like much of an issue.
For the moment.
Well,
I will have less of a problem making a case to the lawless, her tribal kin, than I will making a case to Siggy.
I dare say so. And I imagine that if they're in her care, or she's in their care, pardon, they can probably make a far stronger case. And it's not as though she knows who she is.
As we stand now, the things she said have given us advantages, have saved lives. She is without anyone, and she is all alone.
Again, there's just kind of a straight glance. I haven't protested you bringing her.
I know.
All I'm saying is that you might want to make the Wormfoe aware, considering he already knows about her and has her picture. We'll know who she is.
Hmm. And if he forbids me,
He won't. Why would he? It's not like you're asking to bring her directly onto Sept.
uh, times of war are cruel things.
They are, but kinfolk are kinfolk, and kind of like wobbles a hand midair. Another thing to consider is that, truth be told, keeping a Fianna kinfolk away from a bunch of Fianna is a bad move.
I will already be in hot enough water for as long as I've done it.
Not you, but the Wormfoe has no reason to deny bringing her to the lawless who aren't even on Sept. Like you said, she's proven an amount of loyalty. It's not like she's been taken. She hasn't told anyone where she is. You've been fine. How often are you going to see her? Kind of glances.
Enough.
I assume fairly regularly.
Yes.
And you haven't disappeared either. If she wanted to play turncoat, she could have done it by now. And it's not as though St. Cloud doesn't know plenty about her Sept already. It wouldn't do them any good to have someone in here. And if she's staying with the lawless and not hearing battle plans, there's really no damage she could do. So why would he say no?
I will believe it when I see it.
The Wormfoe's good people. He's not going to make a needless call. He's not cruel.
We
And
are at
there's no
war.
cause
War
for
is cruelty.
suspicion. There is no cause for suspicion, Raimi. Do you really want to do this without speaking to the Wormfoe? Because I clue you. He is very tired of my pack trying to slide things under his nose and not making mention to him.
By your order, I will go and speak with him.
Good. Do you need any help bringing her in?
I need as few people as possible.
Okay. Is there anything you would like me or your packmates to do to help with bringing her in, or being at certain points along the way to ensure that you're not
I
followed or
will let
chased?
you know when I am gone. And should enough time pass that you are afraid I have passed, by all means avenge me.
It's not as though you can't speak to me directly if something happens. I'd just rather at least be in the neighborhood if something does.
Charlotte, you are a beacon.
I know.
Were it me, I would only have you out there if we meant to kill someone. They are looking for you.
They're not doing a very good job. They didn't try to attack one of my mission teams, they tried to attack someone else's. She finally gives a faint wave of the hand. That's why I said in the neighborhood. Not tellingly close, not in the right direction, just close enough to get to you.
I can't. Not this time. Please.
I assume you mean to collect her and bring her directly to them.
Not directly, but in a roundabout way. I don't take direct paths. Never.
Fair enough. Make sure the worm phone knows what you're doing. Just make sure that I know when you head out. I won't follow, but I'd like to know to be at the ready.
I will tell you. Should all of this go well, at least she won't go stir crazy.
I imagine not.
And after the lawless hear my tale, they will be fire and blood.
Yes, they probably will.
I choose them not just because they're Fianna, but they're good men.
Of course.
The more people go out, the easier we are to spot as a group.
The harder we are to kill.
Tell that to Charles.
They found out about that mission before it took place because someone talked.
The circle needs to remain tight, I beg of you.
Not planning to tell anyone else.
So be it. Before I go, I'll inform the worm phone. The lawless will not enjoy being surprised, but they will be glad of what I've done.
Of all the things to surprise a pack of Fianna with, I imagine a recovered kinfolk is potentially the best.
Potentially.
Very potentially.
It would not be the first time my nose has been bloodied for the sake of the right thing. I would not even blame them for it were they to at least slug me one. For the rudeness.
It's not like they know that you've had a hold of her for a while.
I don't plan to lie to them.
Considering that they are very clever, very careful people, I don't think they'll hold that against you either. You're still bringing someone home.
I will return her. I will be honest. I will be forthright. I will treat them with respect. And should the rudeness get me a knock on the chin, so be it. It will just be a knock on the chin.
Just so?
Thank you for being of one mind with me on this.
Do you think I'd fight you on it?
I was afraid you'd override me, yes. But you are the alpha.
I only overwrite when it's needed.
I do have faith in you. Even if I question you constantly.
It's almost like it's your job. It's the damnedest thing, really.
But not in public.
I appreciate that too.
You cannot be seen to be undermined. Now, there is another matter.
Alright.
And the second matter is our new brother, Bastion.
What of him?
And that is what I would ask you. What of him? I do not know him.
He has been gone for some time, out of reach, but he ran with me, ran with Duncan, ran with, well, Alice too. But, not too long before we went actually seeking our totem, he was called away. But he has served very well as an Arun. He's been very clever. He's been, one might dare say, properly strategic. He's provided use of his kin to us when we needed to get around. He lost one of them to the spirals when they were being chased back. He lost his eye to the spirals, fighting with us, saving us.
But do you know him as a man? You've spoken well of him as an Arun.
Not terribly.
Do you not see a problem with that? I do not mean to cast him out or run him down, but it is troubling to me we do not know him as a man.
She takes a moment, kind of like rolls in the lips. When the only time that you see a man is when a mission has been called, and he turns up at the right time. And when he fights for the right reasons, which is what I look for. I overlook it. I admit, I have overlooked it. But he agrees with what we're doing. And the same things that are important to us are important to him. I'm sure there's personal baggage. I'm sure there's more to know.
Especially considering his last name. Are you prepared, on the edge of an alliance with the Von Cares, to have a Campbell with you?
Is House Unbreakable Hearth?
His House Unbreakable Hearth, this is undeniable. But he is also a Campbell. I do not say this to speak ill of him, but what will the Von Cares think?
I imagine they'll have opinions. But I like to think that I have proven time and again that an individual person is more important to me than a surname.
I am aware, after all, in some places I am needing outcast.
In some places, but not here.
No, miraculously, the Alpha himself knows of my exploits. Yusigi knows she does not care. And I doubt that our Wormfoe gives a damn.
A Wormfoe is in some ways very much of a mind with me. That was the life of a kinfolk.
Brings me to my third point. Concerns the Drake's company. I know your wedding's soon. I know you are blood friends with them. Songs of the Spider and the Drake's company reached. You're in songs, you know that, right?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, yes. Tales of how the scarred Spider with her, before she ever had her battle marks, rifle in hand, looking down the sights at a dread leech and pulling the trigger just for him to vanish into mist. No more. How the scarred Spider and the Drake's company marched into the heart of the beast's lair to face it down. The Scalds sing of you.
Definitely sounds better in the songs.
Oh, you're made out to be a 7-foot-tall Valkyrie in digital armor.
I like it. Finally kind of grinning. At this point, she's just kind of puttering, scrolling through her program as her document as they're talking.
The problem is, my wife has taken some offense. She has heard of how Helga treated me, but that is not the main crux of her problem.
Oh,
Whereas she is honorably married by arrangement to me, Helga took her first cousin, her favorite first cousin, James, and simply eloped with him. She is offended that she deems to rut with him, but he's somehow not good enough to marry.
that is one hell of a way to put it. She kind of glances over, like the eyebrow just kind of quirks tellingly.
And as such, much like, say, Freya Trimbuson, this is her house. What goes on in this house is her dominion. My house is Annie's dominion. I do not question her mastery of the hearth. And
That's a
she
good
does
plan.
not wish for Helga to ever cross our threshold unless she relents and marries James.
I imagine that will be a conversation between them worth hearing. Just kind of like,
I just didn't want you to be blindsided, but I don't wear the pants in this relationship. She's the woman of the house, and she is made of iron.
There's a bit of
I love her for it.
a wry smile aside as she, picks up the last of her cider, swigs the last bit out of the bottle, and for at least a moment sets the laptop aside on, whatever little side table is on the porch and hops up. Well, seeing as I have invited you at least onto the porch, I should probably grab you a drink. You want one?
The lady of the house is here, like I said. As he turns off the pack link, yeah, I think we're out of the pack link at this point. The lady of the house would accept my presence, yes, since we are no longer discussing business.
I will let her know you're here. And she, hoists herself up out of the chair. Ugh, and takes the bottle with her because recycling. And goes to, open the front door. Head in to grab another drink if she sees Freya around. Let her know that there's someone who wishes to make proper introductions and make sure that they are being polite, hanging out on her porch.
Yeah, Freya's there. You can see her in the kitchen. She obviously is like wiping down the counter or something.
Yeah, she will drop the one bottle in the recycling, snag another out of the fridge, and kind of glance over. One of my packmates is on the porch and wanted to make a proper introduction, seeing as it's your house.
Yeah, Freya just stares at you. Very much like it's akin to that type of Lena-like stare, She just watches you.
Dreamy.
She just kind of ruffles her kind of silvery blonde hair and just kind of just nods. Just, doesn't really speak to you at all. Just kind of nods.
There's that thought line of like, yep, still mad. Got it. And she will snag a second bottle. And you know what? Freya will come in her own good time. She ain't gonna push her. Fuck. Freya's scary when she's mad.
I'm fucking right, she is.
She's just like, okay, well, now you know. And knowing is half the... Oh, I'm gonna go back to the porch. Fuck me. I'm just...
I'm
Who?
gonna draw a picture for this stare.
I don't want it.
Just tucks it back with the scar.
No, she won't do that. She only does that when she's mad.
Super mad.
Or she's trying to make a point.
Yep. Jesus. Yep. It's just the, you know what? The little nod of, yep, I told you the thing. And now, I'm outie. Fucking,
I mean, she'll come outside, when she's like, there's someone at my house door. And for Remy, you get the immediate, you're probably hit with the immediate, like, pure breed, she's got pure breed force here, like, it's like, whoosh. You know
Remy
what I mean?
stands up.
Freya's, like, 21 by that age, just judged by age alone. But she stands like somebody a lot taller, like a lot older. She has the classic trimmings and features, except her hair is more platinum silver blonde. But you can kind of see the outline of of scarring on the left side of her face, but the right side. I mean, that woman was probably at one point appearance 5, like easy, just by the way her facial features are, the way it is. She's stunning looking. But her the one eye, cold and steel, just locks onto you. She doesn't eye lock you, no, but she looks right at your throat.
Freya Trimbuson. I am Remy Olsen, husband to Annie Redmond and packmate to Charlotte Sullivan. I wish to introduce myself and not to tarry on your land without your permission.
I see. Don't mess up the place.
Never.
We'll see. She kind of just nods to herself and will look around, and she pops a cigarette into she always pops it right into the right side of her mouth, like she puts it right deliberately there. She twists her mouth slightly as she's lighting it. And she just kind of walks by you and goes to sit down on the opposite side of the porch on her own. It's like, yeah, cool, you're here. I'm gonna go and sit in my porch, and she sits down, away from you guys. Obviously give you guys privacy and shit, but I get the very much impression like, yeah, I'm just cool, whatever, and just keep walking.
Amy will look at Charlotte. I wish this day also to see a moon on snow.
And why is that?
My dreams trouble me. I wish for him to augur.
Still having them?
Every night.
There's the faintest little, just kind of thoughtful nose wrinkle. It's not a bad idea.
Do you know a fitting tribute to him?
I mean, truth be told, if you can hit up a grocery store and get really big and preferably choicey cold cuts, well, things he can't normally get a hold of. He does seem to like them a good bit. I've given him entire packages of uncooked bacon before. He seems to love it.
My bacon stocks are heavy.
Never a bad idea.
Does he have a favorite drink?
That is a very good question. She actually kind of pauses and squints for a second, because doesn't he get hella into the whiskey?
He gets into the moonshine.
Oh, Jesus. Come to think of it, I don't see him drinking many things often, but he does seem to be real fond of getting into the moonshine.
It's not as good as the Lawless's stock, but I have a leftover jar of apple pie.
It'll be different. That's not bad.
Okay. The other business, I expect to attend to it tomorrow or at least sometime during the week. I don't think I will move on it any sooner. After all, some folks have already gone home for the night.
There's a little bit of a lip lick. It's she just kind of glance over. I have his number.
Ramy shakes his head. Enough of this.
And actually, Torna, has Skyripper been going home, or has he been staying in his
Nope.
camp?
He ain't been going home.
I didn't figure.
He doesn't go home since the war started.
Yeah, I didn't figure so. So yeah, she kind
He
of like
is He has been all up on action.
I mean, if by go home from the night, you mean return to camp. She kind of like gestures over to the lakeside.
Okay. I will have 2 trips to make then. You will give me leave?
Of course. Go on.
Do you have any other tasks for me?
All right, now. These are important. Got them done.
You will be done, Ryan. Raimi moves out, and Raimi's getting multiple things. Gonna go get some mead. Gonna go get that jar of apple pie. He's gonna get a package of bacon and just look at it. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can do that.
And his first stop is the wolf, the myth, the legend, Moonutstone.
Where is he? There he is. Yeah, you see him there. He's sitting down.
May I approach, Ryan?
He stands up like he was leaning down. He stands up to his full height in Lupus, and Jesus fucking Christ, he's big. Yeah, I just fix you.
I ask again, may I approach?
Have I bitten you yet?
No.
Then start speaking.
Raimi approaches and he lays out the bacon and the jar of apple pie moonshine.
The wolf doesn't look at it. Looks right into your eyes, Remy. Right into your eyes.
I have been plagued by dreams. I require an experienced Fenrir Godi to see what they mean.
What are your dreams, Snake?
I dream of constantly shedding skin in the winter wind, dragged by chains of blood, iron, and bone, past wintered monarchs unto a crown, as a dread howl and a deep, wiser howl bay against my left and right ears.
The wolf blinks a few times and looks around, sniffs the air, pads on the ground a bit with his paws. Snakes shed skin for the things they change with. Serpents bind to the things they wish for. You are reaching a point which you can bind to no longer.
What breaks these chains?
Yourself, your own strength. If you are not capable, they will weigh you down, but then you would have not become a Get of Fenris if you did not have the strength to break any chain.
To what purpose do they break?
What purpose is a chain? To rule you.
I am at least thrice over an oathsman. Are you saying I would break these oaths?
There is difference between honoring an oath and breaking a chain. And if you think that lowly of your oath, then you will break it. If that is what you assume, then you will be forever spindled in it.
What of these howls?
Fenrir calls to you, as he does call to all of us. It is up to you how do you reply.
Even though he calls in more than one voice.
It is up to you how you reply to. There is always more to the Great Father than merely an assumption.
And the Wintered Monarchs.
I am not fortunate, Seer. That is up to you and your line. But ancestors watch over all of us in our own ways.
Raimi nods.
Perhaps they wait for you to do something other than shed your skin. Hoping you will match one of them.
Perhaps. We will see.
You are talking in mysticism, but yet you come seeking answers. For yet you do not know. You will not see, you will do.
Raimi nods. Thank you, Rao.
They just continues to stare at you, almost. No, it's not suspect, but it's just this wolf watching like a smaller wolf, as if he's analyzing.
If I may be dismissed, there are things I must do.
Go.
Raimi leaves.
You watch, if you look back, you watch one of sniffing the food curiously. Studying it, analyzing it.
There's nothing wrong with it, Raimi's knowledge.
Oh no! A wolf is suspicious of a man with snake spirit heritage. Always. It's a predator. If another predator animal offers him something, he sniffs it.
Fair enough.
It's almost like it's literally like you're watching another predator analyze the food he's been given. You notice him do this a few times with other bigger people. Does it with everybody, especially among the Fenrir.
And Raimi will go with the mead to Sky Ripper.
Sky Ripper. Yeah, you see him there at his camp. He just, he's probably literally you probably see someone off in the distance, probably just after leaving.
Oh yeah. He'll approach.
You look over, yes.
I wish to seek your permission.
Permission for what?
Is there anybody else around?
Nah, it's his camp. Probably the person who was around it, you can see them off in the distance, they've long gone.
My information. You've read the reports, yes?
Yes.
That came from a source. I wish to return them to their own people, to the lawless.
I see. They are the lawless kinfolk.
They are Fianna kinfolk.
Nods. And where is this kinfolk?
Safe for the moment.
Safe where?
By my oath, I cannot say.
We'll look over. Who did you swear an oath to?
Raimi gives him this look like, man.
Yeah, Carver gives him a look like you fucking walked yourself into that one, buddy. That type of stare, you know what I mean?
Another new moon.
Another new moon.
I do not wish to betray confidences, but I do not wish to cross you.
And yet you are telling me this and expected me not to react.
I am at times a fool.
No, you're honest and trying to play a non-honest game. If you were a fool, you would have chastised me. So, who have you sworn an oath to? If you think you can tell me.
I do not believe I can.
That is your choice. So you have a kinfolk girl belong to the Fianna in a place that I don't know, but I have to trust your word that you're planning to return her? And how many people know where she's staying? Wherever she is.
He thinks on this.
And another thing is you're bringing her to the Lawless. Are you going to tell them exactly where she is? Does whoever you're sworn to know you're doing this? Does he know you're speaking to me right now?
No.
Interesting. Another new moon. He'll lean back as if he's trying to figure it out. It's the danger of oaths. They often conflict with doing the things you want to do in life.
They do. I walk a fine line.
So, what is exactly is the idea behind all this?
This kinfolk has effectively saved lives, sided with us. These people, they have taken everything from them. I want them to be among their own people, among Fianna of Har's fire to heal.
And you trust her?
I do.
Save lives.
Were it not for this kin, everyone, and I am certain everyone, that we rode to the rescue of would be dead.
It is not a thing to dispute. However, there is many things to consider. I imagine the sept that she is switched on will seek to her as a primary target, considering what we've just done. I imagine they'll be anticipating. And the louder you make this transfer, I imagine there is a likely chance of some sort of reprisal. Which means potentially another loss of sept life. There are many things in balance. There's also the idea that whoever you're sworn to, that I don't know if he is my rank or not. I don't know anything. I don't know if this plan of theirs is to organize with the Fianna. I don't know, Remy.
This plan was mine, to risk my life alone.
I see. It's brave. Not very bright, but brave. And honorable. But then again, honorable, he'll smile fondly. Honor does sometimes have the idea of pitching yourself into situations you never want to be in.
I do not wish to put risk to your warriors for something that's mine alone.
It's not yours anymore now that you've brought it to me.
Remy has no response for that.
He just kind of stares at him like very matter of factly, it's not with any authority behind it. It's just very matter of fact. It's like, well, you've brought us to the wormhole now, you know what I mean? So can't throw that line at me anymore. She is a Fianna, the laws are Fianna, and they are notably territorial over kinfolk as per her tribe. However, your benefactor, whoever you've sworn the oath will, I imagine, will have something to say, so as long as it is kept quiet, done quietly and effectively, she will be on a probation. This, however, means that she will have to come on to Sept, which means that she cannot leave, for she's seen where our Sept is. I don't want her knowing where our Sept is. If you need to blindfold her, do whatever precautions you need to take. But once she's on Sept, she can't go. And if she does go, well, then I'll hold you responsible for the person who has to go get her back, or the lives it will take if she does switch back sides when she gets nervous. You wish to be the honorable man? Well, there is your honorable action, Remy Olsen. She is your responsibility. The lawless are, yes, are Fianna. They are, and they will oversee and do what Fianna do. But I will hold you responsible.
You wish for me to bring her directly onto the Sept.
Where do you intend to bring her? To the lawless territory?
Yes.
I'm risking entire Pax territory. If she's followed. Or would you rather bring her to a place that you know we can have warriors waiting in case there is an ambush? Oncept is a risk, yes. But I would rather have somewhere where I know wards are that prevents people from getting in.
Understood, Ryan.
This gives us spread the hands. I will give you ample time you need to make sure it is safe to do so.
Remy nods.
But the next time, don't come to me half-cocked, telling me I can't tell you things. There'll be a time where our oaths won't matter in the face of a rank, no matter how strong the oath is. And as long as you haven't sworn it by some spirit, sometimes you have to tell an unfortunate truth.
Remy nods.
Just a bit of advice. I would be more lenient than I know some people would.
I understand.
It just gives you the wave of the hand as if, dismissed.
Remy leaves and drinks the meat for himself, but not like all of it, just some. I've got a drive to make. Time to go to the hangman.
Sure, you're going to the hangman. You can go there pretty handily, I want to say. Yeah, handily.
Okay.
Unless you want to bring Charlotte with you and don't want to go alone, that type of deal.
Yeah, does Charlotte want to go to the hangman?
I mean, Charlotte digs the hanged man.
Okay. Yeah, come with Charlotte.
Yes, you arrive. It's the hangman. Look at it. It's all Shadow Lordy.
Amy goes in looking for Anton.
He's there. You will see also Vincent and Undergrowth. And yes, you can send that over to the workflow. With
Yep.
that many successes.
Yay! I did it. Yep.
Amy will lean over to Anton. Can we speak?
Sure. Look over. Seeing Charlotte walk in, he just raises an eyebrow, but he doesn't say anything. Look over at me. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Nils said, and he'll settle in with Anton. I want to bring the girl in.
Do you?
I do, Raya.
Why is that?
It's a matter of time before blowback happens.
It is, but... There are many things we can still use her for. She's got a lot of information in that head of hers.
She does. She's also starting to... The confinement's not doing things for her.
Define doing things. What, she's a junkie?
No, but she is alone for most of the day, each day.
He just gives you... He's just staring at you. You don't go visit her?
Of course I do.
Oh. So what are you suggesting then, Remy?
To bring her in.
Bring her in how? You've just been saying bring her in.
I will do it.
Will you? Again, you've not told me anything, Remy. You've just said, I'm bringing her in, I'm doing it. What does that mean?
It means I will place her in my truck blindfolded, and I will drive her back.
Mm-hmm. To where? To whom? You're not a man for detail, are you? Or either that or you're trying to hide something from me.
To the Sept to be kept under my supervision.
All the Sept. I'd light a cigarette and take a drag out of it, off I go. Why do you think the Sept's the best place?
The Sept is full of warriors. And wards, for that matter.
It's logical. However, they are looking for her. If they don't know exactly where she's going. Hell, you could keep them dancing all day and all night. Now, eventually, yeah, they're going to find her. Or they could not find her, if you get what I'm saying.
I'm not sure I do.
No, I bet you don't. So, what brought on this lovely idea of bringing her in?
I knew that this would be inevitable. I wanted to act before they had time to get back on their feet.
Mm-hmm. And what have you acted with? And what have you done? Since you know you're preempting this, obviously.
What do you mean?
Well, you're obviously ready to go. So what have you done?
To secure this up until now?
Yeah.
Remy gets ready to bite the bullet on this one. It will not be a surprise to the worm foe.
Ah, I see. Makes sense. He's the wormful after all. I mean, I'd appreciate it. Would have appreciated if you came to me first, but rank be rank after all.
It does. You were not named. That is your concern.
No, it's not my concern with me. Who takes a drag? I don't appreciate people going over my head, but hey, rank be rank.
Remy nods slowly.
Especially when I do them a favor.
Remy nods again.
Hey, it's fine. Smiles.
Remy's looking at him like it's probably not fine.
No, Anton is hard to read. Very hard to read. It's a
Yeah.
very easygoing smile. So, want to pull the plug on the mole? That's cool. As long as my place doesn't get shut up, I don't give a shit.
Hmm.
It just means that certain things that I had plans for are up in smoke, but I'm sure we'll get them another way.
I have not forgotten that I owe you.
I bet you not. I bet you haven't. But there's little I can do when you're bringing in Adrians. Is there?
I don't suppose so.
No. But like I said, there was a couple of plans I had, but nothing that was going to put the girl in danger. But hey, I gave you the choice, and this is how you want to play it. I ain't going to stop you. Especially not with a point over at Charlotte. I'm the wormful over there. That's two Adrians versus a tiny little Foster like me.
She is not here for you.
I bet she's not. Smiling. Like I said, you do what you want. Be careful, obviously. And, well, let me know when you're... I heard that it's McDuncan doing the job on the other guy, so let me know when the Fianna comes through.
I'm often at a loss with you.
Oh?
I'm not sure how to say this without sounding an ass. But you are very hard to read.
Can't win everybody over, Remy. Smirking. It's
I
almost
can't.
like it's my job to be hard to read.
I would say this, though I am in your house, if you would hear it.
What?
If I've given you offense, I'd rather the matter be settled.
I'm sure you would, and if you had given me a fence that I thought was worth taking up on, you'd be in the trunk of a car already, Remy.
I mean,
If I'm offended, you'd know. Don't waste time dancing. But don't worry about it. You just made the decision, and like I said, that's all I wanted you to do.
Remy blinks.
It tells me what I can use you for next. Pats his shoulder and stands up.
Very well, Mariah.
I told you, yeah, calm, collected, very measured. She gets out of the booth.
Remy's just kind of left sitting there like, fuck.
What's Charlotte doing exactly?
Oh, well, while the boys are talking, she'll go over to have a sit with Undergrowth and essentially the same compiled information that she gave to the Wormfoe. She's going to give to Undergrowth.
Just get my shit.
Because honestly, let's face it, this was kind of a convenient little side trip.
Look over, is he, you give it over? It's not. All right. Busy, busy, busy.
Always.
I wasn't talking about you. Smirk as he's looking down the report. Smirking. You see the smirk on his face.
I wasn't necessarily talking about me either.
I know this is Anton's thing, but he just nods to himself like, cool.
She just kind of gives a light shrug and give it to Anton.
Yeah, I will. Smirking to himself as he's flicking to the page. I hear your Fianna's going for one of the people in the cafe. Wormfoe, give me the nod to be included in.
Give me 1 second to look at the pack link to see whether I should be annoyed or not.
I don't think MacD's mentioned it.
Helps if I'm looking at the right chat, though. Don't think he has.
I know Remy knows, but they didn't know exactly what MacD. I was basically knew if Fianna was going to do it.
Then yeah. So what did he say? He's going after someone at the cafe, and they got.
Yeah, I heard he got a job off the Wormfoe essentially, but the Wormfoe gave me to be, you know what I mean? Basically, Wormfoe clued me in because he probably figured that, you know what I mean, that our packs are probably keyed in on it. It's that type of shit.
Mm.
Especially Skyriper's like, yeah, I'm letting you know this because they're involved. If they, you know what I mean, if they come to you, like, you got my permission to be, you know what I mean? It's that type of shit. It's okaying it essentially.
Yeah. Well, she gives a little nod, like, huh.
I think it's part of the initiative. I know Anton was planning something in terms of the aftermath. So I think he was trying to bring in your Ragabash.
Sounds good.
Sure. He's reading, but he's like, he hasn't looked up. It's obviously like he's having two conversations at once. He just flicks through the page. Should be.
Should be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as long as the job gets done right. Look up finally. As long as the Fianna doesn't fuck it up.
How convoluted is this job exactly?
I mean, keep the veil, usually. It's
Mm.
usually be a wise thing to do. I think it's get rid of him. That depends on what the Fianna's going to do. Either whack him off or get rid of him in such a way. I understand he's the link from what the report I gave to the Wormfold. So he's one of their people. I think if you get rid of him, we can make the other cafe owner buckle work for us. It all depends on what the Fianna do, really.
Suppose so.
I don't know why I gave it to MacD. I'm not gonna lie. He's smirking to himself. I thought he was gonna give us the gesture of an Anton who's walking over to the bar.
Oh no.
Maybe he's seen the new Foster's got something to prove.
You may very well have asked for a job. She just kind of displays the hands, finally.
Shrugs. Probably. Probably sucked his dick hard enough at least. Smirking as he flicks through the page again.
There's the vague smirk and side glance because, god damn it. She can't be mad at him, but come on. Aw. Essentially.
Sucking up the big pop of Wormfall. I mean, shows he's smart. Doing better than the other fucking Pac-Man did. I'll give him that. Smirking to himself.
Which one?
Oh, the fucking one that turned up in here and fucking Lupus.
There's the hand just kind of comes up to the little face shop like, oh, that one.
Oh, don't worry about it, Charlotte. It's not like I haven't had one of your people offend me before. Smirking. It's almost like
nice if they'd fucking stop.
It's almost like it's tradition at this point.
Oh, at least tradition's something that get me down in good spirit.
Who says it's in good spirit? If she comes in this bar again, I'm taking her out for a ride.
I would not put it past you.
No, it's 3 times. She knows. Well, she's going to know the rule. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell her that, because that's cheating.
I can't have that.
Nah, it won't be fun otherwise, and she wouldn't learn anything. But, I'm sure she's smart enough. She grew up in Wisconsin, so I'll give her a bit of leeway. She obviously thinks she has gotten a bit too big for boots, but,
There's finally just kind of the faint shrug of, I mean, fuck me, man.
I hear she's an Omega anyway, so I'm sure she's been whippersnapped into shape, so maybe I won't have to. Gives a smile.
Hope springs eternal.
Just watches Anton as he's, gets a drink, but just nods to himself looking over. Is that everything, or like he gestured the report, is that all in there?
As far as I know, it's all in there. Everything I
It
can
seems
get.
an odd, like, cool. You know what I mean? It's not like he's like doubting you. It's just not. It's almost like I'm just double checking. This is everything, right? It's that type of thing.
Yep.
Cool. I will hand some of this off to Siege. I'll include Vince, and then yeah. I'll go over and talk to your boy. He looks a bit lost over there, smirking.
She finally takes a glance over. Let's be honest, Charlotte has the vaguest ideas, but she's not exactly on the up and up on everything going on between those two. But yeah, she finally takes a glance over, like, meh, and works her brow.
Remy's just in there, and you know this look because you know him, Charlotte. He's inside his own head right now.
Sounds like a plan.
Gives a thumbs up.
So yeah, she'll go ahead and let herself up. She's giving him what she came to give him. So yeah, she'll come over to take the spot that I assume Anton has vacated at this point.
Oh yeah, Anton's up at the bar. You will see Evelyn actually in here as well. She's talking to Mandy about something.
Scandalous.
Yes.
What's the baby doing offset? Gasp.
Yes. It's not like she's there drinking, no. She's actually chatting to Mandy about something. It's like she's interviewing her about something.
For all I know, it's part of her rite of passage. So yeah, she kind of shoots a quick, like, double glance over because it's like, oh look, it's Evelyn. What? It's Evelyn? Okay. Fuck it.
Undergrowth will lean over. The baby's all growing up. She gives a nod, a thumbs up.
Oh.
She's on her first job. Shh. Don't interrupt her.
There's the little frown and head shake, like, no, never.
We've already had one stutter attack. Just keep going.
She makes the little aw face back at Undergrowth, preferably so Evelyn can't see. Just the aw. That's because let's face it, that's adorable. But she will leave Evelyn well alone. God damn it. And go over to plunk across from Amy. Hey.
Is your business concluded?
Yeah, I'm good. And through the pack lane. You all together?
I'm fine. We should away.
Alright.
I must find a way to prepare.
And as she's, hopping up, waves to the boys. Kind of glance over. Prepare for what?
Finishing what I started.
And how do you plan to prepare? As they're just walking out, keeping it to the link as she, as they trundle along.
Make sure the truck has a full tank of gas.
Sounds pretty solid.
Find good material to make a blindfold with. And
Pardon?
my life has gotten complicated.
How's that?
Thormfo has requirements. I have possibly, I can't tell, upset people. And I'll probably bring extra bullets just in case.
What did the wormfoe require?
Well, for one, that she'd be blindfolded.
Are you bringing her to Sept after all?
By his insistence. And then I will be solely responsible for her. Hooray!
You're still presenting her to the lawless?
I will have to call them on to Sept. I imagine they will not be too upset about it.
No, I imagine not.
I will drive now.
What are you upset about?
I just spent the better part of an afternoon making a fool of myself to multiple people for the sake of someone I barely know. Because I believe it's the right thing to do. But it's also the stupid thing to do.
The right thing to do also often looks stupid until you make it look otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to make it look otherwise?
I am not sure.
Well, as he's driving, if she's your responsibility, where's she going to stay?
I don't know. I will likely either have to make room in my own home, which I'm sure my wife will be thrilled about, or I will have to secure housing for her otherwise.
Maybe make part of the steps of preparation telling your wife that you'll have a guest, someone who needs shelter.
I would like to tell fewer people ahead of something that I am trying to keep quiet, right? If I can. I have already pissed off 2 people today, whom are of consequence and influence in my life. And I know the third will not be pleased with me, but the Wormful will be even less pleased with me if talk of that reaches anywhere, which I am sure it will, with raised voices and at least one wielded frying pan.
Think she'd react that badly to you asking to bring home a kinfolk in need of shelter? Someone
I
who
think
has
she'd
aided
react
you on
that
the
badly for
battlefront.
me to ask to bring a woman to our home.
Does she distrust you?
She barely knows me.
Have you gone fawning over other women in front of her?
I have not.
Then why do you think she will inherently distrust you?
I am preparing for the worst. I'm ready for her to be upset. Because many Fenrir wives would. But I will deal with her anger when the circumstances come to it.
Okay. I think you're making this much harder on yourself than you need to, Amy.
They're actively looking for her.
Do you think your wife's going to tell them?
I do not, but I am not looking forward to riding out by myself in a truck to possibly be beset, knowing that most of this is happening because I promised my life was be the only one at risk. I'm a Cliff. I will not be missed, and that is fine by me.
Who did you
But my
promise that
reputation
to?
sinks. The Wormfoe. I had to sell him on this. In the greater picture of war, this person's life means very little. My life also means very little. And that small value is what I bargained with.
How did the talk go?
Poorly.
She was just kind of licking her lips, kind of glancing over.
My entire plan was upturned, and I was schooled twice like a child. Mind you, I deserved it. I have made no great friends, either with the Wormfoe or with Anton. And I get to live with that now. We're here.
All right.
Tell your husband I said hello. I'm gonna go think about what I just fucking did to myself.
What's the worst that you did, Rainy?
Other than kicking your name through the dirt for being attached to me?
I doubt it. I like to think I have a very good reputation with both, and that both have the sense to judge individuals. By their own merit.
There'll be a time when that's not true.
And funny, I still don't regret making you a member of my pack. It's the damnedest thing.
Mimi nods.
I think that you're making this much worse in your head than it is, Raimi.
Mimi didn't say anything.
Where are you bringing her directly?
Here.
To the gateway?
I aim to bring her here.
Are you coming to the gateway or are you taking a different way in?
I'm not taking a different way in. Coming through here, this is the route I know.
And do you still want to do this alone?
In a worst case scenario, you only lose one warrior.
What if I'm not willing to lose one?
Raya, do you not need to learn how?
I imagine if it was something I was going to pick up, I would have picked it up by now.
There are more valuable men than me.
There are many other fine guru in the nation, Raimi, but there is only one you. And as you have pointed out yourself, and I have happily agreed, you're something I need in this pack. You are the person that I need for what you say, what you do, and how you think. You. Just you.
If I fall, you will find another. I will not be responsible for the death or maiming of an Adrian. Not for my fool's errand. No.
It's not a fool's errand. It was my errand, if you'll remember. I'm the one who insisted.
Raya, please do not. I beg you.
I'm not I'm hardly planning to go dancing out the streets. But I'll be on this end, waiting. I'll have my bike. I'll have my gun. Okay?
All right.
Because, Amy, you don't assign a lot of value to your life. But I do, and you're worth the risk.
I have yet to make my name. Should I enter Valhalla, it will be at a creep through the crack in the door.
Well, I suppose it's in both our best interest then that I make sure that by the time you go, you've made one.
Raimi remained silent.
Just finally glance over. And you know what? Fuck it. Reaches over. And not like that stone cold, like iron grasp, but like takes a hold of the chin and points his eyes back around at her. Looks at him. Looks at him full in the eyes for just a second. It just says, don't lose all of your hope so easily. if you didn't hope for something better, and if you weren't willing to work to make the world better, it wouldn't be you. And she breaks eye contact after the statement. This is Jingo.
And Raimi goes to gather materials.
And I assume we're not doing this tonight.
I wanted to give Torna time to prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah, since it's I'll need time to prepare.
Yeah. So, yeah, Charlotte will likewise depart. Hop out and go to make sure she has her own things in order. And then go back to some aggressive cataloging of the information she has now versus the information that was provided all through this process so that she can cross-check and try to determine where, if anywhere, they might still have the nerve to be skulking. Set her gun aside, set her ammo aside, make sure she's ready to move as soon as Raimi gives her the heads up he's going, but for now, incessant paperwork. So I guess we'll call it there. But thank you players for playing and watchers for watching, and thank you ST for being a bite. And we will see you next time.